What do you want to see happen for Mitt Romney out of this convention?
You know, I think that, you and I talked about this before, I think American politics almost runs on a generational clock where some of these elections are just bigger than others. This election, more than any other, reminds me of 1980, the same kind of things people are saying, we'll never be who we were again, and the presidency's too big for one man, and our system's too complicated.
Is Mitt Romney Ronald Reagan?
Well, in 1980, people liked Ronald Reagan because they knew enough about him and what they knew they liked, but they weren't sure he was up to the job.
Isn't it the reverse issue for
I think
Romney?
It's exactly the reverse. And so what's important in this convention, every polling indication is that people think that Romney is the best prepared to solve the problems they think are the big problems. But how do they feel about him doing the job? I thought Ann Romney's speech last night was going to be, and probably was, the most important speech in the campaign, because it begins that process that really, you know, the Reagan thing didn't lock down until a Sunday a week before the election.
That last debate.
And when those two things finally came together, I think people getting comfortable with him, people understanding that, what she said, this is a man who will not fail. You know, this is a guy who went to the grocery store for months when she was sick. This is the man who, when they got bad news from the doctor, was there. This is the man who was there as a role model for her children. She knows that better than anybody else. You know, my daughter from Kansas City texted me during the speech last night and said, from the cheap seats here at my house, I know this speech, and this man will not fail. I think a lot of people around America looked at that speech and thought that.
We'll be watching. Missouri Senator Roy Blunt, thanks for coming on this morning.